I had a total lightbulb moment today. I realized the entire criminal justice system isn't just philosophy or rules, it's literally just one giant, high-stakes math equation.
You're talking about hypothesis testing, aren't you? It is the absolute best real-world analogy for statistics. How did you break it down?
Well, it starts with the presumption of innocence. The law says we have to assume the defendant is innocent until proven guilty. In your world, that's the null hypothesis, H0, right? The default state of nothing happened.
Exactly. And the prosecutor trying to prove guilt is pushing the alternative hypothesis, H1. They are trying to show that something did happen. But here is the catch, they can't just say it, they have to prove it with data. In court, you call that evidence.
Right. And the battle over the evidence is where it gets fascinating. The defense lawyer and the prosecutor are basically fighting over what you guys call the significance level, alpha.
Spot on. Alpha is the threshold of proof. If the defense does their job, they are trying to shrink that threshold. They want the jury to think, we need to be 100% certain. They are lowering alpha to protect against a type 1 error, convicting an innocent person.
And the police are arguing the opposite. They want to catch the bad guy, so they implicitly want to raise alpha. They're terrified of a type 2 error, letting a guilty person walk free.
That's where the p-value comes in to settle the argument. The jury acts as the statistical test. They look at all the evidence and ask, if this person is truly innocent, what are the odds of all this evidence piling up against them by pure coincidence?
Yes. If the odds of it being a coincidence are incredibly low, like finding their DNA inside a locked safe, that's a tiny p-value. It crosses the beyond a reasonable doubt threshold, alpha, and the jury yells, guilty. We reject the presumption of innocence.
But if the evidence is weak, say, the suspect just happens to drive the same color car as the getaway vehicle, the p-value is high. It's too common to be conclusive. The jury fails to reject the null hypothesis. Notice they say, not guilty, not innocent. They just didn't have enough data to prove it.
Exactly. It made me realize that the law is basically a net we cast into society.
A net? I like that. How so?
If we make the holes in the net really large, meaning a very high burden of proof, or a tiny alpha, we ensure that no innocent fish get caught. But the trade-off is that a lot of smaller, guilty fish slip right through. You told me the statistical term for the net's ability to catch the guilty fish is power, 1 minus beta, right?
That's a brilliant way to put it. By keeping alpha low to protect the innocent, the justice system accepts that it will have lower power. It will fail to catch some criminals.
It proves that the law isn't 100% perfect, but it is deeply intentional. We rely on the Blackstone ratio. It is better that 10 guilty persons escape than that one innocent suffer. We mathematically bias the system to prefer type 2 errors over type 1 errors.
It's statistics with a moral compass. We mathematically design the system to be skeptical because the cost of being wrong is someone's freedom.
Mastering Statistics with Thula Academy. Experience the world's first virtual campus today. thethula.com